ladies and gentlemen, Tony here from Caveman Props, and today I want to speak to you about fantasy weapons and weapons for cosplay. This is something I wanted to do with you for a little while. If some of you are friends on my Facebook page, or liked on the Facebook page, you would have seen this. This was a weapon I did on a commission build from a film called Outlander. It's kind of a sci-fi medieval sword. Several people messaged me asking me how it was made. Because this was a commission build, I didn't do anything in between of the build. So basically I had another project I wanted to share with you. This kind of showcases some of the skills that was used in making the sword, and we're going to run through that with you now. So this was an axe build. It basically started off with an axe that I found in Poundland. This was obviously a kid's toy, but I really liked the detailing on the handle. Obviously the blade was a simple children's blade, so obviously only being £1 I bought it and took it home. It was held together by 3 screws, so I took it apart. I then put the blade section on a large sheet of paper and drew it out. I then laid the handle roughly in place so I could draw the handle. And then basically I went to town and designed myself a really nice fantasy axe to go with the handle. Once that was done, I cut that out as a template, and I cut it out on 10mm EVA foam. What I did was I did a front and a back, so you had the 2 sides to go together, because one side of the EVA foam was textured, so the 2 textured sides were going together. What I did was I cut down the original blade to use that as my basis anchorage for the handle. So that was stuck together with the 2 sides put to make the axe. You may see there I've not attached the back section, because what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to build it, and I still want the space to be able to get the handle in, and that last back section will go on at the end. So it was all made. I then cut down the template again to give me the blade area, and mask that out on the axe bit. If some of you have a belt sander, this would make life a lot easier. It's very easy to do the blading on this. I don't have that. I was using a rotary tool, so to make life a little bit simpler I took a sharp knife and I basically cut the edges down. I didn't go to the very edge and the line that I'd made. I wanted to do that with the rotary sander, but I just took a large amount of the excess off, so I didn't have to be doing that with my rotary tool. So I could sand that all down. Once that was done, I went to the side edges, obviously, and just used the rotary tool just to smooth off the edges, make them a bit rounded. This is supposed to be something like a medieval blacksmith was supposed to be made, so there wouldn't be sharp, straight edges. Once that was all done, it was time for detailing. So I cut my template down again to the detail parts, and I laid that out on 5mm EVA foam, again doing a front and a back, doing reverse of it. Cut those pieces out, and then they were laid onto the main sections of the axe. Once that was all in place, it was time to coat. I coated my EVA foam with a PVA glue. This is quite cheap and inexpensive. It is a time-consuming way of doing it. You can get other projects which you can get it done within a day, but you do pay more. I mean, I can buy a tub of PVA glue, 500ml, for £1, and I probably only used about a quarter of this to do the whole axe. So it's quite a cheap and inexpensive way of doing it. So the blade was coated. And once it was coated, it was time to spray it all down. So I used a matte black plastic coat paint. It was all sprayed. Once that was dried, I used masking tape and paper, and masked off the main part of the blade, just leaving, the main part of the axe, just leaving the blade exposed. I then sprayed that with a metallic silver plastic coat. Once that was dried, the whole axe could go back together, so it was all screwed back together, the handle put back on, the end bit was then glued in, so it was now starting to look like a proper axe, and it was all together. Now, because the handle was black and gold, I decided to add gold detailing. For that I just used a metallic gold pen, which you can get. Paint pens are quite easy to get hold of and make brilliant effects. So I did that all the way around and made the effects, and it gave us the finished axe, which is here. So it was quite an easy build to make. Sort of shows off a lot of the skills that were used in making the sword as well. But I think that looks a lot better than the kids' toy that originally started with. And so that's how we built the sword and built many other fantasy weapons as well. So we hope you enjoyed that. We hope you like. We hope you subscribe. We've got more videos coming for you on different builds. And any questions you have, just send them in. Anything you'd like to see us build, you know, message us, and we'll try and see what we can do for you.